All these innovations mean that one seed planted today will yield far more than the same seed planted 12,000 years ago. So why is this important? Hello, my name is Balazs Podmaniczky, responsible for agricultural mandates at the European Investment Fund. Today, EIF Talks, revolutionizing financing for agriculture, doing more with less. You may know the tale of Jack and the beanstalk. The small boy buys magic beans. They transform into a giant beanstalk. He fights a giant and returns with riches. The magic beans create something out of nothing. But it's not just magic. It's all based on farming. Since the agricultural revolution 12,000 years ago, mankind has been creating something practically out of nothing. Not only have we done this, we have increased productivity, farming methods, fertilizer, now precision agriculture, including robot technology. All these innovations mean that one seed planted today will yield far more than the same seed planted 12,000 years ago. So why is this important? Why am I, a man from the financial sector, talking about farming? Because as farming has evolved, so has the way farmers and small agricultural businesses access money to buy those seeds. Let's take a step back in time. When the Common Agricultural Policy was put in place after the Second World War, food shortages still characterized Europe. In order to ensure sufficient food supply, farmers received grants after each unit of production. Naturally, this incentivized them to produce as much as possible. So eventually, in order to mitigate excess supply, new measures have been introduced supporting the producers themselves rather than the products. Price support has been replaced by income support. Later on, grants have been focused more and more on subsidizing farmers for the environmental work they did and acknowledging the social good in keeping rural areas alive. This is where we are today. But despite all these reforms, one fundamental principle of the grant-based system has not changed. The money flows in one direction, to the farmers. €1 of grant money remains €1 granted. But what if we could apply a kind of fertilizer to the financing? What if we could yield more from each euro as we have yielded more from each seed? We can. In Europe, the EU can guarantee a portion of a bank's loan portfolio. And with that guarantee, the banks can lend more money on better terms to more farmers. We call these financial instruments, doing more with less. Guaranteeing 50 million euros of a bank's loan portfolio will leverage a much higher volume of loans, say 250 million euros, ending up directly in the hands of the farmers to carry out their investments. This enhanced volume of investment is indeed necessary to provide the technological improvement required for increased production. But it doesn't stop there. In farming, seeds are replanted and they grow again the following season. They quite literally come full cycle and give something back to the farmer. Financial instruments move in a cycle too, so not in one direction. As the guarantee is repaid, it can be reinvested back into the sector, just as seeds are resown into the soil. As farming methods have improved, so has the quality of the crops. They have become bigger, more robust. They can feed more people. The same is true for financial instruments. As banks lend more and loans are repaid, perceptions change. New banks enter the sector and start to lend. The whole ecosystem is born around that initial 50 million euro guarantee. This way, financing becomes sustainable. I'm not saying there is no place for grants in agriculture. Grants would continue to compensate farmers for providing public goods and services, for maintaining the landscapes, preserving biodiversity, enhancing the vitality of rural areas. But at the same time, financial instruments would be used for marketable activities and providing access to flexible financing for farmers from all walks of life. At the European Investment Fund, we have identified agriculture as a strategic field for our development. And indeed, we have been engaged increasingly in recent years in supporting small businesses in the sector. But agriculture is just one of the million spaces where financial instruments can lend a hand. In actual fact, financial instruments can be applied outside of the small business space to improve the economy of Europe as a whole. Going back to Jack and the Beanstalk, it's not magic, it's not mysterious, it isn't difficult. As agriculture shows us, doing more with less is the most natural thing in the world.